Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you with a Tesla stock update video, and it's not exactly about the can't get my sweatshirt off. Sorry, Dashy. It's not really much about the stock update because there's just more of my predictions about how things are going to go. I was watching Tesla Daily Podcast with Rob Maurer, and he had Dave Lee on, and Dave Lee has a YouTube channel as well. I think it's called just Dave Lee on Investing. I both have Twitter channels, and I was very not pessimistic. I'm very optimistic about the stock, but I was looking at the numbers where you look at potential deliveries for next year, and I in a video yesterday made it say, okay, well, if you do this much from this plant, this much from this plant, I could see them doing 900,000 vehicles next year. But Rob Maurer of Tesla Daily Podcast, again, he had Dave Lee on as interviewee, and it was like an hour and a half. And one of the things he said is like, yeah, no, they could potentially do 1.2 million vehicles next year. I was like, what? And he broke it down like exactly how, and it's just like, yeah, probably said, but probably a million. And I was like, oh my goodness. So this is something that I'm sure Stephen Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem has done the math himself, but he just didn't reveal how he did it. He just said, oh, they're going to do a million deliveries next year. Mark my words. And it's not just the fact that they're. I think I'm in that camp now that they're going to do a million vehicles. I remain hopefully optimistic, but it's like yellow light, like proceed with caution. But it's not even about that. It's about the fact that as the car number increases, so does their margin. Like it's going to be cheap to make the Cybertruck, and Cybertruck's really only might not even be completely. We might not see any Cybertrucks in 2022. I mean, we probably will, but most of 2021 we will not see Cybertrucks. It's going to be in Q4. Now, obviously, Berlin opens up in Q3 and Texas opens up in Q4, and I would very much like to know where their next factory is going to be. And obviously, Elon Musk's probably going to want to finish, at least be close to finishing Berlin before Texas. But it's something where if they're continuing to want to double almost every year, because they could have, had it not been for COVID, they could have definitely done 550, 600,000 vehicles this year, because they're about to, again, Rob from Tesla Daily Podcast said they could possibly do 200,000 deliveries in Q4. Now, obviously, Q4 is just a little bit more demand, but they're getting ramped up, and this is without Giga Shanghai Part 2. This is just with Fremont and Giga Shanghai, and Giga Shanghai Part 2 is when the Model Y starts to come out. And oh my god, this is going to be absolutely insane. So figure 220 just from those two. Let's say, even just say 200,000 from those two for the first 2 quarters, although it's probably going to be like 220 because you have Giga Shanghai Part 2 with the Model Y. That's 440,000 vehicles in just the first 2 quarters. I say, okay, well, you still need another 560,000 vehicles. Yes, but in Q3, you have Giga Berlin going up and these Q2 finally ramping up Giga Shanghai 2 finally ramping up in Q2. As soon as they start out, they're not going to start out the gate full capacity. No, they're going to slowly but surely, and then, okay, it's Q1, and there's Q2, and then by the time Q3 comes along, they're going to be operating probably at full capacity. And then you have Giga Berlin that is going to be producing cars, again, not at full capacity, but very freaking close. Again, not at first, going to have a ramp up. And then Q4, you have Giga Texas. So I definitely believe that they can definitely do a million cars next year. And again, Rob said 1.2 million. I was like, that's a lot, but is it really a lot? No, it's what they can do. And the profitability is going up. Yes, they have the option of being more profitable or to cut prices. And when they cut prices on the Model S, that wasn't because like that they were doing that not because there was lack of demand for it. They just did that because, okay, well, there's a bunch of people that can't buy up here, but if we cut the prices down here, now at least some of these more people can buy. And again, it wasn't lack of demand. It's just it's hard to spend $80,000 on a vehicle, $70,000 on a vehicle. Made the price $69,000. This is great. And again, this is there's a potential that Biden gives back that $7,000 credit to Tesla, which again, they don't need. They are selling everything that they can without, that credit, or they're selling everything they make without that credit. But you're looking at this, a lot of analysts are looking at this the wrong way. a lot of analysts say like maybe they'll do 1 million vehicles in 2022. They will do so much more than 1 million vehicles in 2022. Probably 1.5. It's gonna be bananas. And again, we don't know where the next Giga. They're definitely gonna start building the next factory. This year hasn't been announced. Or I'm sorry, in 2021 has not been announced yet. Where it is, but probably in the second half of 2021 they will start construction, and then yeah. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very excited for where the stock is going to go. Again, these are just predictions, not financial advice. Not a financial advisor, but I'm just very, very excited. So again, this is a long-term thing for me. When I say long-term, 2030. That's probably it. I'm not gonna hold it for 30 years, although 30 years is definitely gonna be a lot higher than it is in 10 years. But that is just my mindset, because I want to enjoy my money while I'm relatively young, and I'm still in my 20s technically. Not for too much longer. No videos tomorrow. I will try to get back to it on Monday. I love you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Class dismissed. Patreon also. Ooh.